So we are 5 minutes late, but it's better to start right now. Okay, there is our official announcement. This is the third forum of the Grand Design by Japan 2018. This is sponsored by the Daiwa Securities companies, and it is given by the Keio University Mirai Sendo Chairship. And this is a follow-up forum, and this time we discuss SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility, and Technological Innovations. And we invited two frequent speakers. One is Dr. Eiji Sasahara. He made several presentations in the past 8 years, quite often. So he is talking about our framework for the SDGs. And the second frequent speaker is Dr. Suresh Munaswamy, and he came all the way from India, and he used to study in Japan, around Tokyo. So he knows very well about Tokyo and Japan, and also this program. And this might be the 5th or 6th or 7th times presentation. And after he went back to India, he created a new program, and he talk about that, and also he will discuss the future activities for us to cooperate between Japan and India. And also we invited two prominent speakers, and Mr. Harbhajan Singh and Mr. Sarad Pradhan. And there are these three Indian speakers, and also Dr. Eiji Sasahara. There's a detailed profile in this brochure. And the handout is ready, and we will distribute one by one. Okay. So today's agenda is like this. Part one is Dr. Eiji Sasahara. He is talking about the framework for the SDGs and regional health and global health. And the second part, the initial speaker is Dr. Suresh Munaswamy, and followed by Mr. Sarad Pradhan and other Mr. Harbhajan Singh, and they will talk about India, Japan, and the corporate side. So we will start part one by Dr. Sasahara. So please come to make a presentation.
So thank you very much for joining this seminar today. My name is Eiji Sasahara, and to tell us truth, in 1983 at Keio University, I conducted a study regarding human resource management system of Honda America manufacturing in Ohio. So, and I learned, what is the meaning of white uniform like this at Honda culture. So it's my pleasure to see my friend from Honda in India. Yeah, it's my so pleasure. And also I'm and and also at 2011, Dr. Suresh was there, and at that time there are large earthquake happened, and at that time, yeah, of course, Honda Motors supported recovery from the earthquake with ICT technology, with providing maps like this. Yeah, this is exactly the one of activities of CSR. Yeah, utilize with ICT. So it's my interest point. Today, yes, I would like to interact with 3 points. And one is the basic issue, and unfortunately, so most of Japanese business people don't understand what the meaning of SDGs, and in many cases they are considering so doing something good is seems, but from the in particular U.S. and European companies. It usually that SDGs are linked with their own businesses or future business. So this, so I would like to introduce a quick identification of SDR, and secondly, and I would like to introduce. I'm also here. I'm also conducted studies regarding Nordic countries, and I found that Nordic, in particular now. Nordic countries or Nordic companies are developing strong relations with Indian companies, in particular healthcare. So, and at here I will introduce three cases. One is Novo Nordics from pharmaceutical from Denmark, and second is Volvo from Sweden, and others are Scandia from insurance company from Sweden. And in the third part, and this week my colleagues are in Hyderabad to conduct for test marketing, and on the other hand, Dr. Suresh is here, so maybe I would like to expand opportunities for startup companies to expand their business between maybe among Japan, India, and other countries, maybe Vietnam or Singapore like this. So that's why I would like to introduce this. So I would like to introduce some quickly this part. Have you ever seen this picture? And in Japan, yeah, and so in particular, government agencies shows this color, and this is a original definition of the SDGs. This one. I am end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity. But it is very difficult for us to recognize relations between healthcare or wellness and SDGs. And regarding healthcare and well-being, WHO has introducing a lot of documents, and this is a vision for WHO, and to leverage enormous reach, experience of the global health community to access like this. But and also this is an alliance like this. Yes, and this one. And the most important thing for SDGs is sustainable financing, because without money, we can do nothing. But in particular, in emerging countries, so financing is a key issue. And in this point, So role of financial industries such as banks, uh, uh, banks and insurance companies are very important. And maybe so this program is supported by Daiwa Securities, and so security company is also this is a is going to make an important role. And next is so community and civic society engagement is essential for the SDGs. And yes, and now in the Kanagawa area, Yokohama City government is trying to expand civic technologies for the something like to developing living lab. I would like to introduce later and like this. So there, so how to involve communities are essential. Maybe in India, so Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Mumbai, they have different culture. So how to harmonize with those cultures is important. This one. And so recently, this is my part of data and digital health. This is a critical issue. Previously, there was something like silo structure between among automotive industry, pharmaceutical industry, medical device industry, and public agency. However, so by utilizing ICT, we can combine them. This is a big, this generating big opportunities. And Dr. Suresh is he educated a lot of Indian students in this field. So this was means innovating like this. This picture for I visited Bengaluru and Hyderabad last year, and this I watched in Bangalore. This is there was a exhibition of future of the food supported by not WHO but FAO. This is not pharmaceutical but Food and Agriculture Organization. And now, so DBT is something also medical. Medical mega bank in Indian version. So food and health. Yes, and I found there is a picture about human nutrition, and next is agriculture and environment. So in many cases, this size of pharmaceutical companies and medical device companies here, and food are here, and maybe this is automotive industry here. So, but I found that those industries are connected, even in India. This is also included SDGs goal 3.3 means this is good health and well-being. Those issues are affected by to this here. And this is an article from India, and now, so as I mentioned, from biotechnology to bioeconomy. So bioeconomy includes not only life science and healthcare industry, but also other new industry. So this is a big movement in India. And yeah, maybe this picture is very useful for automotive industry because this poster was arranged by WHO. So this poster mentions, so wear a helmet is a critical issue for health and well-being. So this is a reality in India. And of course, air pollution is linked with traffic. So in those areas, so mission of roles of automotive manufacturers are very important. However, many people living in Japan have difficulties to understand those practical, real issues in India. From this, I'd like to introduce the three cases. But interesting thing is that all those three companies are in some way linked with India. So this is from Novo Nordisk's SDGs goals from the annual report. So goal 3 and goal 11, 11, these are the main target of the SDGs. So like this, so yeah, includes self-resilient and sustainable. This makes this is goal 11 is linked with smart city. But so, and Novo Nordisk insists that so goal 3 and goal 11 are linked. So this is critical. This is a key point from Novo. Yeah, this is SDG goal 3 and in case of Novo Nordisk, they emphasize NCDs, non-communicable disease. So this is a key issue for this company, not only in Denmark but also other part of the world. And this is declaration of Novo, and like this, and indeed, so and here, diabetes and other non-communicable disease. This is a key point for them. And however, this issue is not limited to the pharmaceutical industry. Of course, other companies, other industries can contribute. So prevention of NCDs. So maybe this is, in other words, this is big opportunity for other newcomers to the life science and industry. Yes, and this is this is for the Novo Nordisk and Danish government established partnership for prevention of NCDs outside Denmark. And also here, so securing financing, this is a key point, particularly in the emerging market. So their cooperation this year, and so idea of Danish government, Danish companies are trying to export their knowledge and skills to other market to differentiate other countries such as US and Pfizer's or Eli Lilly, this is a critical issue for them. Yes, and this is so for many CSR activities of Novo Nordisk worldwide. But if you have a chance to please read this document, and maybe a lot of also Indian people join this program. And so it is quite, so for in India, so prevention of SDGs is a very critical issue, and for their life. This is for paper here, and you can read this paper online. And this is from this issue. Leadership and from treatment to prevention, and increasing civic engagement, ensuring accountability. This is the key roles. And for business sides, it is essential to harmonize the activities with those principles. By harmonization, so the company can promote their brand image, like this. This is case of Novo Nordisk here, And the next is Volvo. So maybe, so yeah. In Japan, yeah, so regarding Volvo, so Volvo merged with Nissan Diesel. And Nissan Diesel, so now Nissan Diesel is a subsidiary of Volvo. So in case of Volvo, there is a SDGs goal number 3 is healthcare and wellness. 3, 9, 11, and 13, climate action. They pick up, Volvo pick up those goals for their target. And this is, Volvo's SDGs here. And the regarding here, Volvo Group is focusing on safety. Yes, and safety is also significantly linked with healthcare and wellness, in particular for daily life. And last year I visited India and found that traffic jam was very heavy, and and I found that load of automotive industries such as Honda or Suzuki or Nissan is very important for those issues, I found. And in case of Volvo, this is Volvo. In case of Volvo, they are focusing on rather than B2C, B2B, business to business. So in other words, environment, workplace reform for the employees, and they recognize, they present this program. And this is the main component of Volvo. So like this, and yes. So in case of Volvo, they have innovation labs, and including Bangalore, India. So from this picture, you can find the role of India. Yes, but. So, in particular, and recently, Nissan Motor is announced that they are developing new facilities in Kerala for in particular software development, and maybe for automotive industry, ICT is a very important technology, and in case of Volvo, and Volvo outsources their IT management to HCL Technologies in India. And Volvo IT is very famous in those in connected cars areas, but basic infrastructure are supported by Indian talent. This is a reality. And now, as a partner, HCL Technologies are providing some kind of new technology to implement for so-called digital transformation at the manufacturing plant. And so this is their way. So what in here I would like to say is that automotive manufacturers are connected with wellness and human being healthcare issues, and their key technologies are key technologies are ICT or IoT or big data. Yeah, there are those common activities for healthcare and automotive industry, and so maybe by utilizing ICT can connect different industry and develop new market. So that means, so today is very important day. because Honda Japanese companies in India coming here, and they have so of course they know the real issues happening in India, but maybe people in headquarters, Japanese headquarters, have difficulty to understand the situation. So I hope that if Japanese headquarters recognize such issues, maybe more Japanese auto manufacturers, not only Honda but also Nissan or other manufacturers, will invest huge money to business healthcare related SDGs. That's my point. And third one is Skandia. This is insurance company based in Sweden, and this company is very famous for intellectual capital management issue. This model was developed in 1990s, and these are for so in case of so insurance companies invest huge money to long-term asset. However, it is very difficult to visualize a value of long-term asset. So from those concepts they are developing asset so-called intellectual capital management model. And now Skandia is very active in utilizing SDGs for their brand marketing and also their own businesses. And this is, of course, they have traditional life science insurance and issues and those. But however, on the other hand, in many cases, life science and or insurance companies has health and security business. So even in Japanese health insurance companies, so there was a silo, but inside companies, if they connect each other. So maybe they can use something, and health and security is also the key issue for the automotive industry. So maybe it seems quite possible that automotive industry and the insurance companies will connect each other to develop health and wellness issue, because healthcare this areas are also their business target. That will happen in case, and this is also aspects from sustainability from Skandia, and very unique concern. And in this case, from this, environmental responsibility added. Yes. So if we can utilize concept of SDGs, so it's possible to integrate environmental issues and healthcare issue. This is real issue. This is happening in Scandinavian countries, and also they have developed something like framework. And so, if you are in other industry, I recommend read those materials for your industry. And this is so this is for the model for impact for ideas for life model for preventive intervention. Unfortunately, there is no Japanese insurance company to develop such a framework. So when I ever talk with people from life insurance companies, I recommend this model to expand their CSR activities for and make to them. So, and in case of Scandia, yeah, HCL Technologies supported, yeah, it has supported IT infrastructure. This is real, yeah, issue. And this is not a business side, but this is from Nordic Council of Ministers, yeah, government unions established their framework for the SDGs. And this document is available online, and if you have a chance, please read the content. Yeah, they have already, yeah, Nordic countries developed, yeah, from SDGs to academia, yeah, public agency, private foundation like this, yeah, to integrate doing something new model. This is same issue, yeah, and like this. And at Nordic countries, yeah, Nordic welfare, they want to integrate Nordic welfare model, yes, with green growth. And this is a, yeah, so from this point, welfare and wellness issue and green technology issue are not different. Yeah, this is on the common platform. And finally, yeah, I would like to introduce, yeah, so I'm also participated in the Japan-India activities, and I'd like to introduce my activities here. And this is Izumi City is a small city with about 70 million people, 70,000 people are within Kansai, near Kansai International Airport. And Izumi City, mayor of Izumi City is developing so-called ability development and smart city pilot initiative. And in particular, mayor of Izumi City is focusing on developing partnership with ASEAN and pan-Indian countries and regions. And this is a news article from Vietnam, and the mayor visited Vietnam to develop some kind of aging development, ability development, including not only healthcare and sport, but also sport, wellness, and education. Here, so and in January, Izumi City and Global Health Initiative held a seminar on this topic. I give a presentation. I gave a presentation here, and I introduced so works of Dr. Fresh to Izumi City, and yeah, and at the same time, so my friend Ateja-san, he's from Hyderabad, and joined, and we promoted meaningful utilization of Japan-India collaboration to future, in particular for startup development. And this week, so my colleagues are in Hyderabad, and so Universal Robot Lab, this is Japanese startup based in Amagasaki City, Kansai, and this company is developing collaboration with startup in Hyderabad. And common, so interesting thing is that both countries, both companies are already expanding business in Vietnam. So in addition, Vietnam, they try to add value from Japan to India. This is exactly so new type collaboration. Yes, and this week, they visited Oak Ridge International School in Hyderabad, and there they provided demonstration of robot programming courses targeting young students. So this is my So I'm as a coordinator and I'm participating in this project. So within 2 months, we developed this project. Maybe so, yeah. So speed is startup is very fast, and if in those cases will happen in maybe so global alliance between automotive industry and healthcare industry. Maybe I would say that maybe new technology, not only technology but also business creation is come true. It's my perspective. This. And also, yeah, this is from this. This is activity of Yokohama City government, and at this program. So 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe people from Yokohama City government joined here, and because Yokohama City government is promoting inter-university activities to expand startup culture here, and so new something. This is from activity Yokohama City government. Yokohama City government developed SDGs cities of the future. This is some kind of smart city initiative by utilizing ICT technologies in Yokohama. But unfortunately, this is so contents are limited to Japanese. Only top line is English. This is also a problem. Maybe so translation or is critical issue for us. And now, this is a case of Minamiku in Yokohama City. Here he is Yokoku, and a lot of local government agencies are trying to develop so-called living lab jointly with citizens. This is the case of Minamiku and in Idogaya in Minamiku. Yeah, regarding this project, SDM is participating in the activities. So now in Japan, those initiatives are happening, but the problem is the largest problem is that there's a big silo structure between citizen services department and industry promotion department. So improving silo structure inside the city government is a critical issue for now. But in Yokohama City, there are a lot of automotive companies. In particular, they are including Nissan Motor. So maybe so Living Lab is also will provide new opportunities to those industries to develop different areas, different businesses such in healthcare or well-being. So here I hope that those activities will expand, and also in India. So as I explained about our activities in Nordic countries, and Nordic countries are very strong in developing living lab. So maybe yes, so of course, from my perspective, it is not difficult to develop new style living lab by joint activities between Japan and India, because so for regarding defining love, so development human interface is a key issue, and the human interface is also essential for the connected cars. So maybe those activities will expand soon. This is my presentation, and so this today is a start point, and already a lot of test cases are happening here in both in Japan and India. So next, so I hope that more and more collaboration and initiative will happen in particular from the healthcare industry there. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Dr. Sasahara. And I forgot to introduce him to you. And there is a one-page profile of the Dr. Eiji Sasahara. And he is the director of the Cloud Security Alliance and Japan. And also in his presentation, he mentioned a lot of his activities. And in part, he is the chair of the Digital Health Subcommittee at the American Chamber of Commerce in Japan. Also, as he mentions, he is heavily involved in the regional issue, including Yokohama City and Osaka City.
Yes.
And we are expecting the expo in 2025. And this is supposed to be closely related to the SDGs. So he may be the expert. You should ask this the question related to these activities. Any other additional introduction of yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a time for the Q&A. So, but before that, I wish to raise two questions. One is you use SDGs, and you prefer SDGs to the CSR, corporate social responsibility, in terms of portraying your activities. So please explain a little bit more about the difference, SDGs and CSR.
So maybe in fact, so definition of CSR is different between Japan and other countries. Yeah. And in Japan, many people recognize as CSR means doing something good.
Okay. And SDGs?
SDGs means sustainable development growth is a key. So sustainability is a key issue, and for sustainability, so healthy financing and healthy economic activities are essential, because for example, even in case of Tohoku earthquake, a lot of charity fund and spent to recover. However, there is no, there are few cases to generate new businesses, commercial business, and maybe Anegawa Sensei, Anegawa Sensei and I visited Tohoku at that time. They all of most of them Tohoku people mention about developing new businesses. So this is a critical issue for SDGs.
Create a new business.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are two different words and phrases, and distinction is very important according to your view.
Yes.
Okay. And the second question is, you raised a typical example of the pharmaceutical company like Novo Nordisk, and vehicle corporations like Volvo. So two industries are pharmaceutical and transportation machine. There are two representative industry for the SDGs. So that is my second question. So, and also you
Yes.
mentioned the insurance company.
Yes.
So two manufacturing industries and one financial institute. So these might be the representative. So that is my understanding. Is that all right? The representative to promote the SDGs.
Of course, a lot of other industries contribute to the activities.
Yes.
But so now, I'm my business area includes insurance industry and manufacturing, both sides. And so I showed two cases from the example.
As you mentioned, this program is sponsored by the Daiwa Securities
Yes.
company. So I'm wondering the security companies or banking sector or other kind of the sector might be related to the SDGs. So according to your view?
Yes, yes, particularly outside Japan, Goldman Sachs
Okay.
contribute.
Okay, and I will come back to my own question, but before that, it's better to give you the opportunity to raise questions and opinions. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Dr. Sasahara. Your presentation is clear. I think SDG to me is more, involves more connotation about, impact for developing economies. So for instance, I'm teaching with some part being helped by Professor Adegawa, climate change responses, right? And we talk a lot about SDGs, mostly for developing economies. Looks like you mentioned that you see a poster of SDG, a Japanese government agency offices. But I have noted that all the first-tier companies, those listed on the Tokyo Stock exchange, right? They show off SDG posters. Probably they have some reasoning that their company business are related to, contributed to SDGs, right? I just wonder, and this is my question to you, are there any, or you think there should be normative standards about the use of application of SDGs to your corporate activities? That's question one. And just another question is clarification. You mentioned bioeconomy in India. What is that? Is that something, economy related to healthcare, medical, Medicare, pharmaceutical, what else? Or is that, overlapping concept with green growth, green economy?
So regarding the second question, and
Yes.
So in case of Nordic countries, and for example, in particular, Nordic countries are developing so-called national database, healthcare database, and utilize those data for pharmaceutical and medical device industry. And also, for example, in case of Norway, Norway has a lot of resources in marine resources, and from marine resources there are a lot of they get so-called bio database, and maybe so common AI or something common utilize common technologies, and to develop related areas. It's there, and in case of Norway, they expand to based on the ICT data-driven technologies. They want to expand marine areas. This is a case of and of course other countries such as Sweden or Denmark is not strong in marine areas. And so in case so Norway can differentiate inside their Nordic region. And on the other hand, so Finland has a critical, different situation, and Finland is not so good at social welfare policies, but compared with Sweden or Denmark. However, in case of Finland has strong capability in ICT. So from ICT to pharmaceutical like this, so they want to expand. So this means, so from my perspective, this biotechnology means something like technology only for so-called medical or life science research. However, so bioeconomy means broader coverage. And this, European Union is developing pan-European bioeconomy strategy now. This is for our perfect. I'm watching those issues, and I mentioned about bioeconomy.
Question is, 企業でね、SDG というポスターがほとんどの会社に貼ってありますけど、恣意的に使ってみるじゃない、なんか規範的なものを UN が定める、あるいは倫理的な観点からね、SDG にある企業活動が該当するかどうかと、何か規範があるべきだと思いますかという質問です。第一。
そうです。ちょっと日本語になっちゃう。
That's a mixed. Yeah, first question.
Yes, in case of US and European companies, this is a critical issue. Business ethics.
Okay.
Ethics first. And
so business ethics there. And then you mentioned, declare that our activities correspond to which SDG, specific 17 specific goals. I mean, specific SDGs, right?
Maybe the question, the different type of the questions like this. Lots of the Japanese companies claim that they are involved in the SDGs activities quite a lot. But it is depending on each corporation's definitions or
arbitrary interpretation.
Maybe this is a part of the corporate documentation. So some kind of the regulations or auditing or audit or some kind of the compliance rules should be established. This company complies to the SDGs quite a lot, but some kind other corporation may deviate from the original use of the SDGs. So that might be the questions. Okay. So some kind of the auditing is possible, or you mentioned the business ethics is quite important to implement SDGs, but that is there should be some kind of the standard, the common standard to be shared by Japanese corporations or so. So he might, and I also raise this question to you.
So regarding financial exposure,
Exposure, yeah.
there is a common rule. However, so non-financial disclosure,
Yeah.
so maybe so now in many cases under development.
Okay.
However, so for regarding impact of stock exchange, stock prices, so information with regard to non-financial disclosure is very important, and in particular, so and those issues and SDGs are critical, so yeah, linked with corporate disclosure
Yeah.
rules. But however, in Japan, so there is no discussion.
No discussion. Okay, that might be the answer.
That's the issue, right?
Yes.
So also you mentioned ESG, responsible investment, right?
Yes.
I think that's SDGs should be discussed together with ESG criteria.
Yes, and so again, SDGs, so some kind of so quantitization
Yeah.
is the key to recognize real mean. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. Also, from the point of the investors, investor would set a rule to invest in this company because of SDGs and not in this company because they are not promoting the SDGs. So from the point of the investor, there should be some kind of the standard.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Okay.
So, yes, thank you for the presentation. One of the question is relating to the one that Professor Tanaka already asked, maybe, but the score system, will there be something that everyone can relate to? For example, this project is 80 points, this investment is 50 points, and then compare that. And then I think there's still a challenge of comparing different project coming from different countries and maybe different size and everything. So what are some of the challenges, and how long will it be taking for that system to be like a good firm system? That's one question. And then the second question is, what are some of the benefits for the not the corporate benefits but citizens? How would the citizens benefit from companies following this SDGs? That's
Good question. Yeah. And, yeah. So when I talk with investment division of insurance companies, for long-term investment is a mainstream of the insurance companies. On the other hand, so for securities companies or banking, so they're considering relatively so short-term investments. However, so for whole investors, so a portfolio of short-term investment and long-term investment is critical, and maybe for analysts at Goldman Sachs or Citi, they are developing analysis models, and they quantify a lot of things and like this. So, and it's a fact that those activities are supported by Indian talent. Oh, yeah. However, inside Japanese insurance companies, there is so-called silo structure, and regarding healthcare business, so insurance companies are developing venture capitals. But there's no information sharing between venture capital and long-term investment businesses. So no one so inside the company, no one knows the portfolio. This is a very, very big issue. But if they can develop integrated model. This maybe they are moving faster, and maybe if they have such a kind of analytic models, I would say that more money will invest into the Indian market, like this and like this. And so second question is.
Second question is that ESG, I mean not ESG, SDGs. It seems to benefit many companies, but how would it benefit citizens, like living in a regular, normal lives? How do we benefit? What's good for us in general? Like, how would we feel different with many companies with the SDGs? What are some of the things that we feel, oh, we should do SDGs as a citizens? I know as a company, many of the advertisements are there, but as a citizens, we are not talking about we should do SDGs. So what are some of the benefits for us in general as a citizens from SDGs?
So regarding the benefits, so only citizens know those issues, and so now many U.S. companies and European companies are concerning to develop citizen engagement from the first early stage, because if, for example, by living lab activities, the company can gather information about citizens, what they need. And based on those information, they can create appropriate goal. And so this is from the beginning, but to attain citizen engagement or citizen involvement, so Japanese company, global companies are trying to do this issue, and maybe in those things, so the problem solving is the most important thing, and so where you can find critical problem, maybe you can find those life problem in emerging economies. So that's the reason why Nordic countries, Nordic companies are developing SDGs activities in emerging economies such as India or Africa. Yeah, so.
I'll add a few points to the questions that are raised here. One is, how do I measure the impact of SDGs? I guess that was the question. And one easy way is how many people's lives it has changed. But that is, again, qualitatively not a right answer, because even if I say hi, I can do accounting. So here you need to bring in the years of life saved. So this is an existing metric. And if there are disabilities, then disability adjusted life years added to your life. So if you're doing something on the environmental side, then you reduce carbon dioxide, so that is a bit measurable. So there are kind of metrics that are being developed, not really very widely adopted, because CSR itself is fairly an emerging concept here. And possibly the presentations that are made by the people from Honda Motors, most of their case studies or most of their examples would really end with a number. You know, so many number of people kind of benefited from this, so many accidents prevented. Some of them are a bit questionable, but it is still a definite start. The second part is, how do people kind of benefit from this? In a kind of a debatable way, the companies seem to kind of promote or probably pick up causes that are closer to their business activities, and then kind of focus on the specific sustainable development goals. So it's a kind of a bit of a questionable idea to say, is it actually really touching people or is it promoting the companies? But again, now at least the government of India is trying to come in with rules and regulations which will clearly spell out what can be counted under corporate social responsibility, what cannot be counted under corporate social responsibility. And if I say that I have spent this much money, then these are the specific outputs that I have to kind of bring out with. Unfortunately, it is not yet kind of recognizable metrics, but soon I guess there is a process where I think you will have to even publish this now, and very soon it will be audited also. I don't know if it is currently being audited. It's currently being audited, it seems. So there is evolving idea where even CSR has to be measured and not done on an ad hoc basis. So if you possibly can listen to more of the presentations, you'll get it. Thank you.
Any others?
See, like, no, SDGs are a blueprint to achieve a better and sustainable future as per United Nations. Now, in Indian context, the Companies Act has been amended in the year 2013, and then there are certain, areas which have been defined exclusively, like on which the CSR money can be spent. In Indian context, CSR is a mandatory spent by the corporates. 2% of your previous 3 years average net profit has to be spent by the corporates, and the board has to monitor that this money has been spent. And this expenditure is audited by the government. There is a Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Under it, there is the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs, which measures. And if the money is not spent, then the board has to give appropriate reasons why this money has not been spent. And if those reasons are not found to be correct, there is a penalty which is now getting imposed on the directors who represent the company. So like, sustainable development goals cover many areas, right from eliminating poverty to climate to health, and several areas which are there on the agenda of the government of India also. And they have connected SDGs in the Schedule 7, which says that you should spend only on these areas. A single time event is not covered under CSR. It has to be sustainable. And if it is a one-time event, it is not covered, and it has to have a continuity. And they are very careful that this money is not spent just for the sake of branding or advertising the organization. So even you cannot consume your end product on the name of CSR. Even that is not permitted. So there are checks and balances, and CSR is emerging as a very big game changer in Indian context, because there is a huge amount of money which is getting diverted through CSR funds into overall CSR activities. I was listening to you, sir, like when you were saying that financing is the key issue. I think that country like India, where there is a ample scope of connecting the right areas, because now government of India is also very focused. Government of India has started Ayushman Bharat Yojana, and that is National Health Protection Scheme under a Ministry of Health and Family Welfare just 4 months ago. And now government of India's pharma vision is 2022 aims to make India a global leader in end-to-end drug manufacturing. So this is one key area which is the focus area in Indian context. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments very much.
Thank you very much.
We will continue the discussion later in the part 3, wrap-up discussions. And we will have the 10 minutes break. And the coffee is available outside, and restroom is right-hand side and left-hand side. Okay, 10 minutes off.